Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Naj. In this episode, I'm going to be introducing my new, to me, B9 Audi S5 Sportback. Now, if you've seen my previous video, I am an ex-owner to a B8 Audi S4, which I drove for well over 200,000 miles. Now, why did I pick this car specifically as my next upgrade? How does it compare to the B8 platform? And what's my overall driving experience, including maintenance and repairs? And what are a couple of things that I hate and absolutely love about this car? Well, we just might have to fuck around and find out. Now, I have had this car for about 5.5, 6-ish months and already managed to put like 15,000+ miles on it. How do I put that many miles on it? I don't even commute to work. Where do I go? And if you have this car, especially if it's new to you, like it is to me, you find any excuse to get out of the house to drive. Oh, what was that, babe? You want me to get something from the store? Yeah, I got it. No, I'll go twice. I'll go 3 times. So this is the first automatic car that I've ever owned. All I've ever owned were manual Audi S4s or A4s of different generations. Now, when it came to switch up my car, I was like, what is something I can get? German sports sedan, comfy, quick, and manual, right? Now, taking looks, horsepower, size, and comfort all into perspective, there was not any other single car on the market that could compare, especially in my price range. Now, me wanting to try to stick to manual cars, I did give the F80 M3 a shot. I went and took it for a test drive just because I'm honestly a fan of the way it looks. The automatic rev matching is pretty sweet, and I took it out, and it's actually time to hurt some feelings. I f***ing hated it. I absolutely despise the way this car drove. Everybody's got their own opinion, so here's mine. Yes, the car looks good, and it's a nice performance experience, but yo, no part of the test drive was comfortable. Every little bump or crack goes up the driver and passenger's ass. I'm not even kidding. First of all. Number 2, the cockpit is like a can of sardine. Me and the salesman were literally fighting over elbow room on the armrest. I was about to smack the shit out of him. So those back seats at that point are pretty much useless. Might as well just rip those back doors off and smack an M4 badge on it, because that's what it is. Now, if you daily your car like I do, comfort for me is just as important as performance / horsepower, right? And I was definitely not getting that with any BMW. I love the way it looks. I think the design is nicer than the B9 S4. And second off, I like having extra room. I like having extra room in the trunk. I like having extra room in the back seat. I like having passengers sit in the back without cussing me out as a driver for how my seat is on a 3-4 hour road trip, right? That's just normal things you expect in a car. Reliability has been absolutely fantastic. It now sits at around 75,000 miles. I bought it at around 60, and absolutely no repairs were needed by any means. Only regular oil changes and yeah, not beating the living shit out of it. In general, I feel like it's a lot much. Did he just flick me off? And now it's time for the big question, right? How does it drive? Long story short, driving this car is an absolute thrill, right? 355 horsepower moves this 4,200 pounds like it's its job. From 0 to 60, or how the British say it, from 0 to 100 kilos in 4.5 seconds for a stock 3-liter turbocharged, it's satisfying. Definitely puts a smile on your face every single time you step on it. You hear that? The car turned off. You know why? It's got the auto start stop that I forgot to mention. I don't know how much gas it saves, but driving in all this Atlanta traffic, I'm sure it saves me a couple of bucks here and there, with gas prices being $42 a gallon. Now, you all know me liking my comfort. Luckily, we can switch this thing from comfort to dynamic with the push of a button. That basically means you can go from comfortably cruising down the street in your 6'4" to Vin Diesel with a push of a button. Now, when you switch it into dynamic mode, some cool things happen. Number 1, the exhaust valves open up, and it gives this thing a very nice aggressive tone while you're driving, number 1. Number 2, the dynamic steering gives this thing a whole new meaning to handling. And the throttle is much more responsive, and the gears are held a little longer before they shift. Now, as a quick comparison to the B8 S4 platform, first off, as far as performance, I think the 3-liter turbocharged in this does it much better than the 3-liter supercharged. And I'm talking stock versus stock. I'm not putting into consideration any tunes, any modifications, nothing, right? Even though the B8 had 333 and this is, I believe, 354, if you drive both cars, you'll definitely think that the difference in horsepower of the B9 versus the B8 is more than 21 horsepower, right? It is much, much lighter off of a launch, and it keeps power coming until you take your foot off the gas. Versus the B8, I feel like it started to run out of breath at like highway speeds. You know what I mean? This pretty much just does it better in multiple aspects. And another favorite thing I like about the 3-liter turbo is, no oil consumption. That means that I can go around now officially scooting on all these Mustangs, Chargers, and Challengers around Atlanta without having to stop at a random gas station to add a quart of oil. That was just way too much on the B8, man. It felt like every couple hundred miles you do one solid pull and the oil light comes on and then you gotta add oil. And that's just inconvenient. Now, as far as the interior goes, right? From a driver's standpoint, it feels like the whole entire dash is kind of like just pushed in and lowered a little bit. And you feel like you have more room for your knees. And you also feel like you have more like of a downward angle with more windshield view in a way. Now, most of these B9 S5s and S4s come with the diamond stitched sport seats, right? The only advantage I like these over the sport seats is, number one, these are cooled as well as heated. Number two, the headrest is adjustable, right? So the S Sport seats, the chair is just one full piece with the headrest. There's really no adjustment room for it. But with these come in and out and they go up and down. Now, for the things that I love and hate about this car, right? Let me start off with the things that I hate, just because simply that was very hard to come up with, and I pretty much love everything about this car. But let's get straight to it. No hard feelings, but whoever designed the glove compartment in this car, I hope he watches this video, you should be fired today. What the hell is it? It does not fit shit. It is absolutely the smallest glove compartment known to man in the history of automobiles. All it fits is a mask. Nothing else fits in it. It is pretty much useless. Like, I want to make some sort of DIY kit to eliminate it and to put something more useful. Like, I don't know, like a pull-out coffee table. Now, real quick, let me mention my favorite things about this car. Starting with number one, the secret compartment. Now, before I show you the secret compartment, basically, this is a compartment that Audi had to insert into this vehicle to fit the owner's manual. Why? I don't know. Because the glove compartment where it's supposed to fit is too small. Now, I think this compartment is the best for hiding a weapon. Very convenient, very easy, and it looks more concealed. It looks like a regular fuse box if you don't really know the car. And other favorite features such as sequential turn signals, the auto tailgate, the heads-up display, which is adjustable to different points of view, the 360-degree cameras, the virtual cockpit with sport and non-sport layouts, the panoramic sunroof, which pretty much opens on top of the vehicle rather than inside, which looks a lot cooler. The perforated sunshade, which brings in just a nice amount of light. The Bang & Olufsen sound system. The carbon fiber interior trim. The ambient lighting, which you can pretty much adjust into any color. Now, real quick, as far as modifications, I haven't done any modifications to this car yet. All I've done is a set of Vorsteiner wheels. However, speaking of modifications, my JB4 is supposed to arrive today by 8 p.m., which basically means installed by like 8:03, 8:04 tops. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to stay tuned for the JB4 DIY and review video and any other modification that I will be doing to this car in the next short coming months. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for taking the time out of your very busy and productive days to watch my very informative and hilarious video of my new car. Deuces.